School might be out for the summer, but for two Cincinnati middle schoolers, their work is just beginning. We have told you about young Madelyn Gerker, who campaigned city council for a new sidewalk. And now we're introducing you to Jeremiah J.T. Thornton. Earlier this year, he and his classmates at Covedale Elementary produced a PSA where they rap about pedestrian safety.
Rule number 1, before you cross the street, look left, right, left again before you move your feet. Rule number 2, hold up, I'm talking to you, put everything down, you don't end up on the news.
Joining me now in the studio is 9 on Your Side transportation reporter Pat LaFleur to talk about these kids' plans to form a youth pedestrian task force. I love seeing civic-minded kids. This must just tickle you because of what you do.
Well, it's been great to get to know these kids. I've spoken with Madelyn a number of times. I spoke with JT yesterday. Just both super bright, very articulate kids with a very clear goal of making themselves and their fellow classmates safer. And that's really where this all started when last year CPS had 13 kids who were struck by cars walking to or from school. One of them, unfortunately, was a fatality case.
So are they picking this up kind of in an extracurricular way, or were these assignments? Tell me how this all came to fruition.
So as far as I understand, all of these projects have been sort of self-started by these kids. Madelyn has been working with her mom for a couple years now to get this sidewalk established. And in JT's case, he worked with a lot of his classmates and one of his teachers in particular to enter this national contest with this PSA, which they ended up winning. So that's kind of where the task force kind of formulated out of that.
And the overarching plan of the task force is what?
The plan is just to engage students, right? Councilman Greg Landsman is behind it. He told me yesterday that there's no better way to reach students than with other students. So City Council wants to engage kids so that they can engage each other and try to make sure that they're all thinking about these things in ways that are meaningful to them and not just kind of adults telling them what to do.
Sure. Well, thanks to these kids for blooming where they're planted, and thanks to you, Pat LaFleur, for bringing it to the forefront.
Thanks for having me.
And you can read more about the Youth Pedestrian Safety Task Force on WCPO.com.